The world often measures greatness by what is seen. The empires built, the crowns worn, the monuments left behind. Yet there are lives that transcend visibility. Lives whose power is measured not in gold or applause, but in the quiet mastery of the soul. Enoch was one such life, a man whose footsteps did not merely traverse the earth, but moved in rhythm with eternity itself. From the moment he walked among men, there was a sense, almost imperceptible yet undeniable, that he carried knowledge of a reality far deeper than mortal eyes could perceive. This is not a story of kingdoms or battles. It is a story of alignment, of the invisible threads that bind the human spirit to the infinite. Throughout history, the wise have recognized the extraordinary in the ordinary. From the Stoics, who taught mastery over self, to the mystics who walked in communion with the divine. Enoch embodies both. The scriptures whisper of him with reverence, a man who walked with God, whose life was so harmonious with the eternal that death itself could not claim him. The authority of his story lies not in speculation, but in the way it challenges the very foundation of how we understand life, mortality, and purpose. To witness Enoch's path is to confront the question: can a human life truly escape the inevitability of death? And what does it take to dwell in eternity while still in the flesh?
As he moved through his world, Enoch's presence was quiet, yet magnetic. Villagers and neighbors felt a subtle shift in the air around him, a calm that could not be manufactured. His influence was not in coercion, but in the demonstration of perfect alignment, a life lived in total trust, in obedience not to fear, but to the higher law of conscience. Imagine a man walking through a storm, unshaken by wind or lightning, not because the storm obeys him, but because he has learned to flow with it. Such was his authority, and in his steps we glimpse the first lesson of his untold story. True power is silent, unyielding, and invisible to those who cannot perceive the divine rhythm behind it. Enoch's journey was not merely ethical, but metaphysical. The act of walking with God itself was a practice of transcending the finite, an embodiment of presence that bridges the temporal and the eternal. Consider a river flowing beneath ice. The surface appears frozen, yet life moves endlessly beneath. Enoch was that river. While humans measured existence by beginnings and endings, he inhabited continuity. His life challenges our assumptions, teaching that immortality is less a gift of longevity and more a product of deep alignment with timeless principles, a life lived awake to the eternal currents beneath the surface of reality. And then, as the narrative unfolds to its most remarkable point, comes the moment that defies comprehension. Enoch's translation. There was no spectacle, no trumpet, no fanfare. He simply walked beyond the constraints of mortal existence. Witnessing this, one understands that eternity is not distant, it is not abstract, it is a state available to anyone who walks in alignment with truth, courage, and reverence. Here is the ultimate insight of his life, the boundaries that seem absolute, death, fear, limitation, are permeable to those who have mastered the art of being fully present, fully awake, fully aligned.
What can we, centuries later, take from his untold story? First, that life's ultimate victory is not in external achievement, but in inner sovereignty. Second, that fear is a shadow to be understood, not a master to obey. Third, that the unseen currents of existence, intuition, conscience, divine insight hold the keys to a life that transcends the ordinary. By observing Enoch, we learn that immortality, in its truest sense, is about cultivating a presence that leaves an indelible mark on the world and spirit, even without monuments or applause. Now, the story of Enoch is more than history or scripture. It is an invitation. It is an authority that whispers through time, you too can walk with awareness, with courage, and with reverence. The infinite is not reserved for the rare or mystical. It is available in the choices you make, the alignment you seek, and the presence you cultivate. Every act of mindfulness, every decision to act with integrity, every moment of courage in the face of fear is a step toward your own eternity. So, as the sun sets over the hills and rivers that once bore witness to his quiet steps, remember this: the boundaries of mortality are not walls, they are thresholds. And like Enoch, you can choose to walk deliberately, awake to the eternal in every breath. Your journey begins with attention, with courage, and with the willingness to trust in what lies beyond the visible. Embrace it, walk it, become a witness to your own unfolding eternity.